Obviously, the air was different. From being charged $5 for a luggage trolley to making it to HNS home, there were so many strange stimuli. And oh, definitely, the AQI was way below to what I was used to. But there was more than the absence of bidets, which was immediately registered after landing. Hello, this is me, your host Shefali, once again welcoming everyone to the new episode of Season 2 of Ranting and Relieving. I sincerely hope that by now you all have subscribed to the podcast. And if not, then this is your cue to hit the bell icon. No messy wires hanging from poles, no honking on the streets, no doorbells, no neighbors asking for sugar, no house helps, no handyman, no easy access to doctors. Even the way Amazon returns are handled was so different. No nosy neighbors or relatives. Everything was just quiet. What was this world? Throughout this episode, you will hear me talking all about the many things that shared a stark contrast from how things are done back home, and sometimes how I struggle to draw parallels to have some sense of familiarity. Even the layout of the pharmacy left me wide eyed. I remember the day I landed, the pharmacy was my first interaction because I had to take the COVID vaccine, as the vaccine I got back home was not accepted here. So Bhaiya took me to the pharmacy store for my vaccine, and I remember asking him so many questions as it was nothing like a regular chemist shops. Here you could find anything and everything. You name it and you have it. Makeup, hair extensions, chips, dips, wrapping paper, party hats, everything. And I have never gotten any vaccines at my local chemist, so that was also new to me. The method of recording various measurements like temperature, distance, and even the date format was different, which did lead to minor confusion in my college vaccine records. So, yeah, I had to learn a new metric system. HNS, this duo that I'm blessed to have, was helping me to settle in. Right from getting me a local SIM to opening my bank account, they were doing everything. And at this point, Bhabi was in her last trimester of pregnancy, and still she adopted this stranger. She adopted me like her own, which speaks a lot. So in New Jersey, there are no street vegetable vendors, okay, or like vegetable bhaiya as I like to call them. At least I don't know so far. But you would be surprised to know that in the following years, I found some in New York though. Interesting, right? But here in New Jersey, for the smallest things, we have to go to the grocery stores. So it happened to be my first visit to Patel stores, and nostalgia hit me when I entered the store. You cannot imagine the song they were playing. They were playing Jis Desh Mein Ganga Rehta Hai. I don't remember ever liking that song, that movie, but that day I got so emotional. But not for long. As the moment I began shopping, the prices in USD screamed back at me. The INR to USD conversion started pounding in my head. And instead of following the grocery list, I was following wherever my calculator said it was safe to go. That day, I learned my first lesson: stop the conversion as soon as you can. Otherwise, everything will be a struggle. I'll be honest, it took me a while because imagine paying $5 for green chilies and cilantro that our moms get complimentary back home felt like a crime, felt so illegal. So going to restaurants was also hard because the math won't make sense. And so far in my experience in this country, the hospitality standards are nothing like what we have experienced so far in our country. For example, it's nothing big, but we have to pack our leftovers ourselves, unlike back home. Yet, the tipping culture is for real here. In the following years, when my brother visited me, he was so confused when I took him out for his first meal and the server handed him boxes when he requested them to pack the food. And at that point, I was so comfortable with this change that I ended up rolling my eyes at him like, "What's wrong with you? Just pack it." So before the school started, HNS took me to New York. So imagine a very pregnant puppy on an hour and 30-minute drive going through motion sickness, yet trying to help me acquaint myself with the commute, the subway stops, the walk to school, the nearby food spots. I mean, who does that for someone whom they have just met? I am coming from a culture where people gossip about each other, where people take where people will help you, but they will also have a side conversation going on about you. But these people that I've just met, they were being so kind and so nice to me. Here you do not think that people might be having some ulterior motive when they're helping you. It was so refreshing and such a big change. Yeah. Another big shock came when the school started, and it was just so unique. I've had my MBA and master's from India as well, but the classrooms were nothing alike. Here, when you answer, no answer is wrong. It's just another opinion in a sea of opinions. No one cared about how you are dressed, but rather what you have to say. I was shocked by this freedom of thought and the unlimited opportunities to voice it. It made me put my own rusty motor wheels to work. Grown ups were being treated like grown ups. Like what? Unlike some of my friends, no one from my family came to drop me off because of the travel restrictions. So my homesickness hit pretty early on. I think my best friends, God and Mr. K, knew this would happen, so that's why they placed HNS in my life very strategically. Smart folks. I tried two accommodations in the US and both failed gloriously. One because of smokers, and the other one because of a crazy lady and her sugar daddy issues. So I spent first semester with these God-sent people who moved me in and out of these accommodations in their car. Ultimately sheltered me, fed me, picked me up in storms, took care of me while taking off their newborn, like literally putting food on my table even at odd hours, while I was busy winning 24-hour long hackathons. So the moment I used to come back home from school, I would have a similar wave of relief wash all over me. Similar aroma of food, hot meals when I used to come back home at 9 or even 10 p.m. because I had evening classes. The familiar sound of my language, the Bollywood music, the movies at home. Their home became my cocoon basically, as I learned to adjust in this new world, as I began making friendships in this new world. Another thing that caught my eye was food. So, food has always been flavorful back home, so I had no complaints. But I realized we do lack the global exposure. In the US, slowly and steadily, my food palate was expanding. I was saying yes to all the random restaurants without even realizing the true extent of it. And that's how I found my love for omakase. The newbie me had to go through a lot of sake to ignore whatever the chef was explaining. But I loved the flavors. And my first sushi was at Sushi by M in Lower East Side, and I loved it. As much as I liked all the things, I do miss home. But the irony is, I don't know anymore which one is truly a home now. Because my heart is split into two, and I know it might never be whole again. And I think those of you who are in the same boat will understand this. Who knew that of all the things I would miss, the noisiness, the chatter of home would be the most? As I said earlier in my previous episodes, even if you're living from weekend to weekend, life can get lonely here. Back home, throughout the day, the doorbell won't stop ringing, and we used to get annoyed every time we had to move and open the door, so we used to take turns. Neighborhood brawls, never ending celebrations, weddings, dancing to Bollywood music, and hanging out with friends, regardless of whether it's a weekend or weekday, because life was hugely different there. Most of all, who knew I would miss talking in Hindi so much? And now I sometimes get so mad that even my subconscious conversations happen in English. And I have to mindfully stop it that relax, can we talk in Hindi now? You are my soul. Like focus. Maintain the flavor of Hindi within my soul. Before I conclude this episode, I want to share that I have heard people say that New Yorkers are not warm, they're always running, and they don't have time for anyone except themselves. But I have had an opposite experience. New Yorkers are definitely fast paced, New Yorkers are definitely running, but they are warm, kind, and they are sure to check on you if you fall. I know it because I have had literal falls on the streets of New York. I have lived in New York for 3 years, so I can say that yes, we are fast paced, yes, we hustle, but we are not mean. We just don't have time for nonsense. And let me confide in you another secret. Some of the best friendships that I have made were formed in New York. So it's really the best place to be. It has rats, it stinks in summer, but it is beautiful. The city has my heart. This is where I was first accepted as a whole, my good, bad, and ugly, all of me. I felt seen, I felt heard. Now, with that being said, I have a big surprise for you on the next episode. So make sure you tune in next Tuesday, as this is the first time I'm bringing a guest to the show. And this one is truly special. And trust me, you won't want to miss this. So I'm not saying anymore, zipping it up. Just hit the bell icon, subscribe, and stay updated. Also, before I sign out, shout out to all those who took the time to share the kind feedback with me. Thank you so much, guys. It truly means a lot. And for others, as always, I'm an email or a DM away. So slide into that inbox and reach out to me at info.scribblesolace@gmail.com. Our Instagram handle is thescribblesolace. You can also reach out through YouTube channel Ranting Relieving. I'm waiting to hear from all of you. Until then, this is me, Shefali, saying bye-bye.